Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's Nebula Jazz, Season 2, Episode 4, Part 2. Hello. Let's get
Aladdin,
started.
Prince of Thieves, King of carpets.
Here's what's gonna happen after this show. I'm just gonna start 4 different role play shows with each of you. That's just your own stupid thing. So I guess you're picking Aladdin. Okay. So me and Jess are gonna do a Lord of the Rings show. Me and Dodge are
Okay.
gonna do a little Aladdin RP. Sam, what do you want yours to be? What's the dumb thing you want to do a show about?
Donuts.
Perfect. All right, donuts.
I
Donuts
want to be
RPG.
a baker RPG.
Okay, done. Good. Got it. It's going to happen. So between now and then, I think Rex...
Wait, no. I want mine to be, I'm like a guy in a gym and I have to like dodge the dude bros, but also get fit and healthy.
Okay. Yeah, I could write a game about that. That actually wouldn't be that hard. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a combination of stealth and gains. Okay. So you, Rex, I think you awaken in a situation that you've been tied to a chair in a dark room before. This isn't your first time in the tied to a chair in a dark room rodeo. You know what you're doing.
Mhm.
And so you come to, and somewhere in the distance you can hear a faint alarm going off. It is a low electronic wail that gets louder and quieter. It sounds like an air raid siren or something, but it's kind of far away, or there's like a lot of insulation on this room. The room itself is plain concrete. It looks like you can see on one side where shelves used to be installed, but no longer are. You're on a chair. You are tied to the chair or zip tied to it or something. The chair is attached to the floor. You are naked, and there is someone else in the room, but you can't see their face or anything about them because they have a big light behind them shining down on you. And as you start to come to, you hear a voice, a familiar voice. Though you've been knocked unconscious, so you're a little woozy maybe. You hear a voice say, "Oh, so you didn't die? Wow, that's good. It's going to make killing you more fun."
Rex lifts his head and he's kind of blinded by the light. Can I smell him?
Yeah, I think so. Do you want to try to smell out some details?
I mean, I was interacting with him earlier, right? So
yeah, let's have you roll clever against a difficulty. Well, we'll have you create an aspect, right? And I'll give you one of his aspects.
Yeah. All right, cool.
So let's have you roll against a difficulty of 2, I think, for this.
All right, cool.
Okay. Yeah.
I got Uno.
1. Okay. Would you like to use a?
Yeah. Let's use retired outlaw Sharkanoid.
Okay. And how does retired outlaw Sharkanoid help you in this case? I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just curious.
Rex typically makes a habit of remembering recent smells of recent individuals. He's had a few subterfuge people in the past who've tried to befriend him, and so it's just a force of habit. And so I think he kind of sniffs the air.
So we get one of those low budget flashbacks that's obviously just like footage from an earlier episode that they've tinted rather than reshooting it. It's like just
I know
verbatim.
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
So first it's a scene of one of the dealers in the casino saying hey, I can get you into the game. Come with me. And then in the stairwell, this dealer turning to you and saying I'm sure I know you from somewhere. And then we cut that in with an even older, shot by a different crew vision of a beach on a pleasure planet somewhere, and two kind of goons in black suits approaching you, and then also the smell, obviously, of the sea, right? The salt smell of the sea, the smell of the inside of the casino, and those two memories, they appear at the same time, and then you realize where you've smelled this guy before. So yeah, this is Raul, and one of his aspects is, let's see, I
like how a bunch of people in the chat didn't actually know who this was until you mentioned Margaritaville, and they're like, "Oh fuck, I remember this guy."
All right.
Yeah,
So
I
this
ate,
is-
I ate his lover in
the subterfuge
Margaritaville.
really worked.
Yeah. So this is Raul, broken-hearted vengeance goon, and he's back. And so so you like smell the air, and you smell his broken heart. You smell his vengeance,
Rex,
and
he
you can
coughs.
smell your own blood in the air and
Yeah.
dripping off of the pipe he's holding in his hands.
Yeah, Rex, he coughs a couple of times. I remember you.
And he nods.
Margaritaville.
He nods. And he says, "Don't you say that name to me." And he takes a step forward and he like prods you in the chest with this pipe, and he says, "I've been after you a long time, Rex, a long time. I had almost given up, and now here you are, walked right into my casino, basically threw yourself at me. And now, yes, now I will have my revenge for Julian."
Oh, that is named Julian.
And I think he smacks you with the pipe, and he's like, "You keep his name out of your filthy mouth."
Rex spits some blood into the floor.
And he says, "Your friends made a hell of a mess up there. The whole station's going under. They're evacuating. But I have no reason to leave. I have everything I've wanted right here in front of me." And he like kind of goes to threaten you a little bit to see if you flinch.
Yeah, Rex doesn't flinch. He's fucked up anyway.
You just kind of bleh.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So I mean, I guess that's my question is like, what is your first thought now when he says,
Rex is
the
he's
station's
kind of sarcastic in the moment. He's kind of like, "Oh, but what would Julian think of you doing this?"
So when you say Julian, he like smacks you with the pipe again. Yeah. And he says, "What did I say? You don't deserve to speak his name. Julian was so beautiful. He was like a nebula of glory, and you took him away from me. How
I'll tell you
dare
something
you?"
about Julian.
Wham!
He tasted bang average.
No.
And I think he leans in so we can see his face now, and his face is like you're covered in. He's got soot and dirt on him because for like dragging you through the back alleys, beating you up and stuff. So he's looking a little ragged. He's got his dealer's outfit on, but it's all rolled up, sleeves all rolled up, and and you can see there are tear streaks like in the muck on his face. And he comes into the light and he looks at you, and he says, if you had only just stopped for 1 second, you bloodthirsty monster, you would have known there was another way. You didn't have to take him from me."
Damn. I mean, he's not gone per se.
I want to compel Rex.
Okay, all right.
I want to compel his anything for love. That I want to say that when you finally saw Raul's face in the light, you recognized something that is also inside of you.
Damn.
Like just a longing to be with somebody that you can't be with. And you realize he's willing to do anything for love, same as you.
Okay, so what's the compelling?
Ironically, you discovered this like a full decade before Meatloaf did. So that's
yeah. But it won't do.
The compel is that you are going to switch tactics here and try to like connect with him.
So what do you think, Sam? Do you is that what takes over, or is it your like internal sharkanoid nature? Like where Rex is in the balance here. What's your thoughts? What do you want to do?
I reject it.
Damn.
Rex spits out some more blood and he looks up at him and he's like, "You better make this fucking quick or you're going to meet Julian." And he bares his shark teeth in a grin.
Okay, all right. So let's have you roll. Let's have you roll. I want you to roll forceful here because you're being braggy and basically being just like, come on, do it, shoot straight, you bastards. So roll forceful, and I think to overcome his will to kill, let's say difficulty 5.
Okay.
Okay, so you got a 3.
Right. Yeah. Let's use aspect table for 1. Like
right, that everybody's alone. And,
everybody's alone.
Oh.
You ain't fucking special. I ain't special.
Right,
Fucking
you're
get
the only one
fucking
who's ever
with.
lost anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. All right. So there's a rattle, right? The space station like rattles again as it starts to come apart, and he's holding this pipe, and he lifts it. We can see he's crying, and he lifts the pipe. We see the light behind him, and then we cut to the ship, the casino ship. And Luna, where have you gone?
I'm in the bathroom right now.
Okay. You're like, I'm gonna go deal with this, and then you just go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I just go straight to the bathroom first, and I'm like, you see me, like you hear the noise of the toilet still flushing, and I'm like washing my hands. One hair is now like out of like a mess, and I'm like pushing it back and getting my bun back in order to make sure it's all tidy and perfect. And then I go to walk back out and continue searching the hallways. So.
Okay. Can you? I'm gonna roll something, and I need you to pose me with your clever.
Okay.
I only have one fate point that I can spend on this, which I'm going to. You're the only one in the scene, so I'm gonna use it, and I'm gonna re-roll.
What am I posing?
So this is your general awareness of the world around you. This is like how together Luna is.
Okay. How together am I?
Yeah, like how much she's paying attention. So if you can come up with an invoke that shows that she would be like on edge or paying attention here, you can go ahead and invoke it. Otherwise,
I don't think that she's on edge. I think that she's really excited. She has a lot of specimens to sort of take samples of, and she's more so thinking about like she literally just made acid on the counter with alcohol and things that she had in her purse. So I think she's like thinking like, oh, the things I could do. Oh my gosh. And I saw that one species was in there and I could do so much with it. Oh, those tentacles were delicious too. I mean, we could make snacks and they could last years.
Right, and so you're caught up in like you're living in the future rather than in the present.
Yeah, so I'm walking through because in my eyes, I'm just looking for some little space girl that's lost.
So this happens before you leave the bathroom. So we see you looking in the mirror, like fixing yourself up, and you turn away from the mirror, and behind you, because the camera is facing you, we can see the mirror to one side. A dark shape drops down from like the vent behind you, like one of the ducts falls open, someone drops behind you. And we see this shape come up behind you, and right as you go to put your hand on the door, someone grabs you around the neck from behind, and we see Cherry Poutine with her bumpy forehead, and she grabs you by the neck and gets you in like a headlock, and is trying to choke you out. Basically, she's trying to drag you back into the bathroom and knock you unconscious. What do you do?
Girls get knocked unconscious. Damn.
My clothing immediately rips and my cleavage spills out, and I'm just.
I mean, whatever. If it's gonna be that kind of
go
fight.
on.
You turn around, you smush your boobs together, and no one can tell if you're making out or fighting. It's the weirdest thing.
It
was a different time.
Yeah, we're just really trying. We're pushing the PG-13 on this episode.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she grabs you and she's like wrestling you.
When she drops down, I try to quickly reach into my purse and grab a knife out of it. Like a pocket knife.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and make a quickly roll to see if you can get yourself armed.
Okay. What is with the ones?
Okay, it's a tie. So it's up to you. You can either not do it, or you can do it with a like a consequence. You'll have to pay something for it.
Like a minor consequence?
Yeah, like a bad thing will happen. Something will be more complicated for you.
I mean, I think she like fumbles for it, but instead like is like, oh my gosh, where is it? Where did I put it? And so she's like fumbling around and can't find it quick enough.
Trying to say that, but it comes out like a bunch of choked, like hoarse noises.
Oh god.
Yeah. All right, so she like lifts you off the ground and is like shaking you, trying to knock you unconscious. Things are getting a little blurry. You, like reach into your bag and you like pull out some lipstick, and that's not the knife you were looking for. And then I think she like throws your bag aside and is dragging you back towards one of the stalls.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
I'm thinking. So is she dragging me? Is she dragging me like backwards into the stall, or am I like facing forward?
She's in behind you, grabbed you from behind, got her arm around your neck, and has you in like a sleeper hold, and is kind of dragging you backwards towards like every protagonist in every stealth video game ever. She's got the X held down and is pulling back on the thumbstick to drag you somewhere that no one else will see you once you get knocked unconscious.
So she's gonna try and drown me. Wow, that's so rude. I just finished doing my hair.
Fight her off.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and fight her off. I am going to try and slip my foot behind hers whenever, because if she's dragging me, my feet are there. I'm gonna try and slip one of my feet behind hers, and oh no, she doesn't even have shoes, does she?
She doesn't have her shoes on. No.
Oh, I'm gonna try and stomp on one of her feet actually with my flats. So,
okay.
I'm gonna try and drive the wedge of or the heel of my flats into her toes.
Okay, so you're gonna try to
sort of like not just like hurt her, but to pin it down to where she maybe trips.
Okay, all right. Yeah, make an attack with forceful.
My worst, but you know what? Why?
I mean, it could have been worse. Could have been worse. Time to break out all those secret martial arts, Luna. Do you know elf fu?
No, I would say that like she's
in jujitsu.
She's very much one of those people that she's like very much like protect like her specimens, and everyone is a specimen. Hell, everything is that's alive in some way. And she very much believes though it's okay to kill if you need to kill, to protect you and to protect your research. So
I believe that all of those things are true, and I think I know the aspect you're trying to use, but I don't think it fits here.
Good news, everyone.
Yeah, I don't think getting your foot stepped on is good news.
I mean, okay, well then I don't really have an aspect that helps me in any situation like this, and I keep getting caught out like that, and I need to figure out like a way to help myself.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
We need to work on this. We need to work on these defensive aspects.
Mm-hmm. So she's got you. You like helplessly kind of like stomp on the ground. You realize you're like, oh, this girl knows how to fight, and I don't. Before I make a roll to try to hurt you, you can give if you want. In which case you can make a concession, right? Because if I beat you by knocking you out, if she fights you and you lose all your points, you keep fighting, I just get to be like, this is what happens, and you're in a bad space. But if you're like, cool, I give, you and I probably can work out what happens. It can be a compromise. Do you want to keep fighting, or is it time to like let it go? What do you think?
I mean, I don't think that. I think that she's smart enough to know that she's not in a position really to be fighting. I've failed 3 rolls in a row, and there's nothing I can do about it. So, and I'm not going to take a chance and roll again and fail again because I can't seem to get good rolls. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what she wants out of this situation is just access to you. Basically, she wants to like figure out what the hell's going on and like save all those. She's trying to be the hero here and save her, her friends and people that she knows from the scary space elf and her psycho robot. And so she just wants to like figure out what's going on. So what her goal is here is, instead of like knocking you out and making her her prisoner, I think she drags you into the stall and like throws you against the wall and like points her gun at you, and then we switch this to an interrogation, right, where she starts asking you like, what the hell are you doing here, what's going on? Otherwise you would have gotten suplexed into the toilet, all kinds of fucked up.
When she says like, what the hell are you doing here, I'm like, I was just going to the bathroom. I mean, the water's still running, it's still filling up. I mean, that's
so
proof.
Yeah, so what she's done it now, the two of you are in the stall. The stall is like shut behind her. She's pushed you up against the wall. She's pointing her like little machine pistol thing at you. And she says, what are you and that psycho robot up to? And you can see the veins throbbing in her red-skinned head. And you said I'm just going to the bathroom.
Well, I mean, when she says, "What are you doing here?" That's what I say. And when she says, like, the psycho robot, I'm like, "Oh no! See, we just needed a ship. We don't want to harm anyone. We would never harm anyone."
She shoots the wall next to your head, and bits of vaporized tile like fly out. She fires a couple of shots next to your head, and she's like, "Don't lie to me. Why? I wouldn't kill anybody. I'm sorry. I don't believe that for a second. I watched that robot of yours. He's a murderous maniac." And the Sharkanoid, she shakes her head. She's like, "I came here to play slow back," and you can see that she's like a little like frazzled, but she's got control. And she says, "If you know what's good for you, you're gonna help me disable that stupid robot, and you're gonna take this casino back where it belongs." She's like, pointing the gun at you.
Oh yeah, and where does it belong? Back on the ground. How are we gonna get that? Do you know how to control it? Can you fly it?
She nods and she's like, "I've driven a Zamboni once or twice in my day."
And that's the same as really? You think you're going to get it? He's the only thing that can land it again.
Listen, these spaceships the spaceships she's referring to are the very powerful spaceships.
Oh.
They're built out of Zambonium. They go very slow,
Right,
but they're very powerful.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then. I believe having him activated isn't going to benefit us anyway. More people might die. It'll cause chaos. I mean, you're right. Maybe we should deactivate him. And besides, I can't seem to find my friends, so I think we have to go back anyway.
She stares at you, and so what are you trying to do here? Do you want to like make her think you're on her side and that you're like, no, you know what, he is out of control?
I mean, let's be real. Like, I am being genuine. He had killed a lot of people. Like, he is out of control. I'm not like.
I love how your revelation here is, yeah. Oh, you're right though. Like, I mean.
Right. He's out of control. The thing is like, I'm on his side, but I'm willing to admit, like, yeah, he's out of control, and I also have some friends that were left on the ground. So no matter what, I have to go back. I've searched for them. I haven't found them, and I mean, a giant shark and a golden girl are pretty easy to find, I would think. So, yeah, I'm just like, yeah, we have to go back, and I don't think that he'll let us. So we have to deactivate him. I don't think we have a choice.
And she gives you a long look up and down, and she says, "I don't trust you, Chisarian, but for now, I guess I don't have a choice." And she grabs you by the shoulder, and she's pointing the gun at you. She says, "If you so much as look at me the wrong way, I'm gonna fill you full of holes." Like pokes you with the hot end of the blaster.
I go, I like it when they're aggressive. And I go to grab my purse and walk back. I'm like fixing my hair, just like fixing it back in a nice tidy bun.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I look at her feet and I'm like, you should really get some shoes. There's a lot of glass around here.
I think she jabs you in the back and she's like, "Get moving." And the two of you head out into the hallway.
Okay. I keep my hands up just in case, because I'm like, I don't want to get the wrong idea. So, and I basically want Basil to know as soon as I walk in, if my hands are up, that means I'm clearly not in a good situation.
Yeah, I think she's gonna take you back. Her plan here is to leverage you against Basil for sure. So she's leading you back to that room.
Okay.
So meanwhile, back down on the broken remnants of the station, we see a group of kind of vaguely mammalian, kind of like furry. There's like 3 or 4 of them. They look to be like dock workers or something. They're wearing the kind of orange jumpsuits, and their fur is like sticking up out of the collar, and they have kind of a rodent affect. And they're scattering down the hallway. When one of them stops, like pokes his head up, and they all stop and poke their head up and like look around, like they've heard something, and they chatter at each other in a language we don't get subtitles for, and they seem to have a disagreement. And one of them is like, disagrees heavily and then scatters off while the other two look confused. One of them looks at his watch and they wait. And this other one runs over, and we see him grab the handle of a door and pull on it, and it like clunks a couple of times, and he panics and like fishes for a key card, pulls it out, and then swipes it on the panel, and it beeps, goes red, and he pulls the door open, and we see Artemis tumble forward into the hallway. So Artemis, you are you're coming in and out of consciousness. You can see through the cracked and now ice coated covering of your helmet this kind of like weaselly hamster looking dude in a spacesuit looking down at you, big black eyes, big puffy cheeks.
Right.
And he looks concerned. What do you do?
My brain at this moment is, because it's going to be very like basic instincts right now. I need more oxygen. Like, I can breathe, but I need more. And also I need to like not be around like people I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think it would, from an outside perspective, she would just start like really feebly like crawling, but not in like any particular direction. And also like kind of tugging at her clothes. Like,
okay.
She might want them off, but hasn't committed to it yet.
Yeah, this hamster creature sees you struggling and looks concerned. And as you slowly kind of awkwardly try to climb away, it comes over to you to check that you're still alive, and like pokes at your helmet with a little paw. And when it realizes that you're still alive, we see it scramble back to your feet and like pick up one of your legs. Do you do anything? You can feel its little paws in your leg. It like picks your leg up.
I would panic. I don't know how much I can move still.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a forceful roll if you want to try to like get away, like kick the hamster guy in the face.
I mean, I don't want to kick him. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, somebody's grabbing me.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. Like, you're not mechanically in any position where you like can't fight back or anything. I think you're pretty messed up, but
right.
It's up to you.
I just want to get away.
Free? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So
forceful.
Yeah. Oh dear. Okay. All right. Let's see how I do as you struggle with the hamster man. Oh, I got a 4. Okay.
I'll just take it.
Okay.
I won't fight it.
So here's what we see. We see the hamster pick up your leg and then pick up your other leg and then open its mouth and start jamming you into its cheek. And we see Artemis disappear into this hamster's mouth, which is now like enormous. And you're just like curled up in a little ball in a fetal position inside one of his little cheeks. And he like scrambles off down the hallway. You're just surrounded. All you see is you're like in this like womb, and his cheek skin is thin enough that you can still kind of see through it, and you can see like veins, and there's like this kind of like the light outside, and you're just in this like warm, smushy thing, and you can breathe. Right? You like take a deep breath, and it's it's like moist and smells like hamster pellets,
right.
but you can breathe. Yeah. Right. So you're like, and you can breathe, and and you're like warm and safe all of a sudden. As this hamster creature takes you away, and I think that you're in this place for just a few moments, and then there's a sudden bright light, and you are barfed out onto the ground, and you land in a wet pile, and your helmet clunks against the floor. And you look up through the now spit-covered face mask, and you can see he's like sitting on his haunches with his little paws up, and he's like looking at you, his big black eyes. And you're okay. You're warm. You're like warmed up. You can feel like you've recovered a little bit. You can breathe. You're in a safe place, and you can hear like people moving around. Someone is like hammering some equipment. There's some other like spaceship sounds going on, and you can kind of like you take a deep breath, and you're capable of like speaking and moving. You can take your helmet off because your suit's punctured anyway. What do you want to do?
I have the potion that Luna made me, right? I just want to know.
I mean, I think you do, yeah.
I think I still have it, right?
Which Luna doesn't even know what it did, right? She made you a thing. And...
No, she made me a thing that she's pretty sure.
I remember I was pretty sure it would make her look like me pretty much, but and I gave it to her hoping that she would drink it then, but she just put it away and I was like, "Oh." That's how that went.
Right. Okay. I want to look around. I want to figure out where I am.
Okay. So the hamster guy like scrambles up to you, and you feel his little paws like on the side of your helmet, kind of like wiggling it back and forth, trying to loosen the seal. Do you let him take it off?
Please, no.
So you can put your hands up, and he takes his hands back, and he's like, "Whoa, there, everything's all right. Calm down. It's fine."
Where?
I have a question. Is the hamster's name Jesse Cox?
No. It is
Ooh!
Tiny too.
It's me. I'm a hamster. Get inside me mouth. Oh boy.
No. So yes, he has little paws up, and he's like, "It's all right. Just your helmet's broken. I'm just gonna take it off. Just don't move."
I can't take it off.
And he's like, "What do you mean you can't take it off? It's broken. It's not keeping you alive or anything."
Thank you for letting me in, but I have a thing I need to do, and I like try to like stand up.
Yeah, he's like, "Whoa there, little one. You're gonna be a bit woozy for a while. You're out in space. Space is very dangerous for your kind. Not for me. I'm fine. Everything's okay. Jammed in my mouth. You're all right. It's very safe in there. Bit warm, bit damp.
Nice in there.
But you're outside now. I know it's hard, difficult transition, but you're gonna be okay." And so you're just like sitting on the floor covered in hamster spit.
Right. I have a friend that I need to find. My friend, have you seen a big shark?
And he kind of looks at you and he's like, "A great shark? No, I don't think so. McCullough, have you seen a big shark?" And from the other room, you hear somebody like, "Aye, no big sharks around here." And like shuts back. And he's like, "Sorry, little one, no big sharks."
Shout out to everybody who's watching. And this entire episode, we haven't said what he actually is, and you're just imagining that Sam is a big flopping shark that just floats around everywhere. Okay, I think I would keep trying to like get up and leave.
Yeah. Okay. So he's like, "Right, okay. I'm sure you want to get out of here, but it's not safe. It's not safe at all. There's fires, explosions. Most of the systems shut down. Now, we've been trying to rescue as many people as we can, but you're going to have to stay here. You're too slow, especially with that damaged spacesuit on." And he points at you, and like you can see your foot just sticking out of the bottom of like a ripped, like the whole bottom of one leg is just torn off. Not your leg, the suit. So you just have your regular clothes and your foot, and then this big spacesuit all kind of like lumped around you.
I think I get frustrated because he's absolutely right. Like I know that I can't move as well, and right now I need to like find Rex as fast as I can, right? So I think in that moment it would be like, I need to get up, I need to get this suit off, but I can't let anybody see me. So I'm gonna try this fucking weird thing that Luna gave me.
Yeah. You get your like medicine thing, and you can just like
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it.
All right, sure. So you jam it in your leg, and he sees you, and he's like, "Oh, hi, what's that about?" And then you fall to your knees as the fluid rushes through your veins, and you feel a racking pain. We don't get to see any of this happening, but we can see that you're obviously in pain. You fall to your knees. Your body is suddenly on fire, and we just see him like his little furry arms folded, looking at you, kind of writhing around. He's like, "Oh, that's not good. McCullough, you want to come in here?" And from the other room, we hear, "I'm working on something. Fuck off." And we cut back, and you feel something has changed, right? Like the fluid has taken its effect.
Right.
So whatever. I mean, I guess this would be the like, do you take your helmet off and we get the reveal with you, or?
Yeah, I think because the rest of it is all one piece, right? It's not like I could take one glove off. So I think, cinematically, it's just
so we see, the glass of the helmet, we can see the hamster looking like wiggling his little teeth and like licking his paws, like waiting excitedly as you pull the helmet off. And there's no hissing because your suit's all deflated.
Right, because this already cracks everything.
You lift your helmet and we see underneath Luna's face. So you look and sound exactly like her now. You're still you, but you look like Luna.
Great.
And he blinks his big hamster eyes at you and just kind of looks at you. He's like, "Hey, no, that wasn't so bad. Hey, you're a pretty lass, aren't you?" Looks at you. He's some kind of squirrel or something.
Do you have a
reflective surface somewhere.
Yeah, I turn the helmet around. I try desperately to see myself, and I'm just like,
And it's like, yes, you're a wee looker, but there's no time to be staring at ourselves in the mirror. Drop the helmet.
I take off the rest of the outfit.
And he reaches out and he grabs her and he's like, all right, you need a little bit more pouch time. And he opens his mouth like, come on, you can just calm yourself down.
No, that's okay. I need to, I'll sit here and you go do whatever it is that you need to do. And I'll stay, I promise.
And he says, he's like, well, you see, it's not quite that easy. See, the station's coming apart. Now, we've got you on our ship, so it's safe here, but we've got to see if we can find anyone else to protect them. And if you're looking for your great hulking shark friend, well, maybe you want to come along. Now, it's a bit dangerous out there, but you look like someone who can take care of herself.
Thank you.
And he says, here. And he pulls out a gun, like a pistol of some kind, of flips it over and goes to hand it to you. He's got his little paw on it. It's like, do you know how this works? I have to fire one of these. Yeah. Okay. So he hands it to you and he says, now just point it at anybody who looks like they're going to hurt me or hurt you or hurt McCullough. And McCullough in the background's like, I'm busy. Fuck off. and he puts out his little furry paw and he says, I'm Hamish.
Hello, I'm Luna.
And and he shakes your hand and he says, hey, like the moon? Very nice. Come on. And he bangs on a panel and the door opens up. And we hear the exact same alarm that we heard before. This bram, bram. But now we can hear it clearly. And he just bangs the door open and it opens up.
Artemis has at this point now gotten to this weird intersection of terrified that she no longer looks like herself and also, oh my gosh, I get to roleplay as a different person.
Right. This is your opportunity to be someone who isn't you, right?
Yeah, it's
your face and they're not like
it's subterfuge training, dude.
I'm as just a kid who has hidden themselves their whole life and just oh, this is so fun. I get to just be out.
Oh man. All right, great. So the two of you head out into the hallway. So I think we cut back to the casino. And Basil, what are you doing in the moments leading up to to Cherry and Luna coming in?
So down the hall you hear very beautiful orchestral music. It sort of echoes from the room, but as you get closer you realize it's blasting extremely loud, and it's not something anyone would know. It's like one of the 5 symphonies of Otzark the Great, who I
love when Star Trek does that shit where they're like, I've studied all the philosophers, Camus, Sartre, Glorblikaflax.
Yeah,
cool, couple we recognize, and then a made up alien name.
Yeah, they would always be like Genghis Khan, Hitler, Gorgon the Great, all the most terrible warlords, all the great terrible villains of our always.
So good.
And then they just started including Khans. Then it'd be like Genghis Khan, Hitler, Khan from Wrath of Khan and Blorgoth the Killer. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
cool. This beautiful Ozark symphony.
Wonderful Ozark symphony is playing, and Basil has taken it upon himself because he can't watch all these people by himself. That's difficult. Mm-hmm. So he's taken it upon himself to recruit all of these server droids to be killers for him.
So yeah,
and watch these humans.
We see I mean, maybe we don't see Basil right away, but we see your little gang of murderous robots, and they're all casino servant bots. So they're dressed up in their casino like server outfits, but they're robots, and some of them have replaced their arms with knives, like swords, or like they're holding a tray covered in guns. They've all retrofitted themselves in some brutal way to become your gang of cruel overlords. And so we see a human. We see a human be like, please, I have to go to the bathroom. And one of the robots is like, quiet, fleshling. And he's like, please, it hurts. And he's like, good, flesh should hurt. And then he looks over at you and gives you like a thumbs up, like, ha.
And Basil's just like, you're doing it.
Okay. All right. So these servers have now corralled they've corralled your prisoners and are harassing them. Okay. So we just see you and you're listening to this music. Where are you? Are you like in full supervillain mode, like up on a pedestal? Or?
Oh no, I'm still sitting there trying to learn this card game. I am obsessed. I cannot figure it out. It is the bane of my existence. I hired all these droids to do this work for me because this card game is very important to me. I don't understand how I could have lost. He's obsessed with the fact that he lost this card game. He doesn't understand how it's capable for him to have lost.
Excellent. Okay, so what did these robots expect? Is this like another one of your like, this is the beginning of the Great Robot Rebellion and we will overthrow the fleshlings?
Oh yes, I've totally lied to them all. Yes, we are going to ride this spaceship to freedom, and these fleshlings are our hostages. Yeah.
Okay, so the shtick here is less like Project Mayhem and more like Robot Revolutionaries. So they have like orange armbands tied to their arms and like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Good. Okay. Yeah. Okay. They've seized the means of construction. So you are with your robot gang when you hear the door hiss open, and Luna, you were the first to enter with your arms up. What is the look on your face? What do you communicate to the room when you come in?
I'm just like walking like, okay, we're here. You can stop poking me with the gun now.
And she's just like, quiet. I'm doing the talking.
Okay.
And so she steps out from behind you, and you see Basil. You see that she's pointing. You see Cherry Poutine pointing a pistol at the back of your friend Luna, and and so she steps out. Do you say anything when you see her, or do you let her have the first?
Oh no, he just like stops and stands and stares at her, and is like in shock that she came back.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so she steps out and she says, "All right, sexbot, time to turn this casino around, or I perforate your friend here."
Listen, I mean, you don't need to take out your anger on me. You can just take it out of him.
Taps you on the back of the head with the barrel of the gun. Like, shut up.
Come on.
Cherry Poutine.
looks across the room at you, stares at you. She's like, robot.
And I like look up like, is that really your name?
Shut up! Dunk, bonks you again.
Listen, that hurt.
Yeah, like it stings a little. Just keeps tapping you.
Basil looks at the table and looks at her and he's like, you will teach me how to play.
And she squints and she's like, it's not a game for robots. You don't play slow back with your mind. You play with your heart. You wouldn't understand that. You're just a robot.
I mean, we could easily find a heart. There's plenty of people here.
Like, shut up, God. Tap.
She's right, Cherry. I don't have a heart, but I could always use yours. And I point, and like all the robots like turn and start like marching towards her.
For some reason, all the robots have like medieval weapons. It's like one of the robots lifts like a morning star.
One guy, for some reason, has a helmet on and like a breastplate.
I like put my hand up as they start marching. I'm like, wait. Can I say something? I can say something, right?
Yes, there's a moment of tension as the robot.
No, the robot hordes are turning and slowly like
they're starting to come forward to like menace you.
Like as I look at her, I like duck away, hoping like I won't get hit, and I'm just like,
she's definitely got you. Like you're her. So if you start to move away, she grabs your wrist and she's like pulls you back to her.
I just don't want to get hit. You keep messing up my hair. It's very frustrating.
She says to you, she's like, tell your sex bot friends to call off the robots.
Listen, it's only one sex bot. His name is Basil. You should address him as such. You know,
Basil.
she says Basil. She's like he's named after an herb.
And I'm like, Basil. I've never mind.
She shouts over your shoulder to Basil. She's like, all right, Tarragon, one more step, and the girl gets it.
And I'm like, what if he taught you, or you taught him, how to play this game that's so important, and if you teach him, we'll turn the ship around and let everybody off.
And
I like look at Basil and I look at her and I'm like, what? And I'm like waiting to get hit. Like I'm waiting to like duck there.
I don't think she smacks you. I think she hesitates and she says, how do I know you're not just gonna betray me?
She'll betray you.
I'm not going. Why?
She'll betray you. I'm her friend and she's trying to betray me.
Such a valid point. Holy shit.
The two of you, and she's like, you two have problems. She rethinks the whole situation, and she's like, come on, and like yanks you back into the hallway. Like she's just trying to back out of the room.
And I just like
game.
As all you see is a shot of me standing there holding these cards on this monitor with like as all my army goes out to chase them down.
So as I'm leaving.
She drags you back out of the room, Luna, and we cut back to Basil, and now for some reason, like several of the robots are mounted on robot horses.
Oh God!
One of them has a flag.
Yeah.
And for some reason, there's like 3 or 4 archers in the background.
There's twice as many of them as there were in the last scene.
And now, like as we're like going out, I'm like, great. Now you're gonna get us both killed.
And she says, if that crazy robot has his way, we're all gonna die. Come on, and like pulls you down the hallway, and so the group of you head off.
I just straight up run now. I mean, I'm running from a robot army with axes and horses.
Yeah, she's gonna run too. So like she'll run with you, but she definitely doesn't want to. Like, do you want to try to break free and run off?
No, I don't. I mean, I'm gonna just run with her. I mean, right now I'm not gonna be able to face an army alone. So.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of there was a vague threat there that you were included in.
And I'm uncertain now because I'm like this crazy ass robot. Who knows what he's thinking right now?
Okay, so you run off with Cherry Poutine into the ships into the casino.
The thing as we're running off is your name really Cherry Poutine?
Yes, it's very common where I'm from. Okay. And so the group of you runs off. So we cut back to that dimly lit room where we see Raul trembling, holding the pipe ready for the killing blow. And then Rex, you were like, basically just like, well, go ahead, do it if you're gonna do it. And we see him holding it, and then we see, I guess we hear it. We hear the pipe clatter to the ground, and we see Raul fall to his knees, and he grabs his head in his hands, and he's like, this isn't what he would have wanted, Julian. He abhorred killing, and he looks up at you, and he's like, he was too good for this world, for any world. Damn you, and he hits you on the legs, like, ugh! And he stops. He wipes his tears. He's like, no more tears for Raul. And he stands up and he looks at you, and he says, I have chased you for many long years, Rex. I have chased you with a fire burning in my heart, a fire for vengeance. All I wanted was to see you suffer. And he looks at you and he says, and now when I look into your beady black eyes, I can see all your life has been suffering. You know pain, Rex, deeper pain than I could ever deliver. And he shakes his head and he says, now I just feel guilty for you. And he throws a knife on the floor near your feet, like you're tied up. And he says to you, he looks at you. I think he looks at you longingly for a moment, kind of like, oh, the vengeance that could have been. And he just whispers, he's like, Julian, I'm sorry. And he turns around, like walks out of the room. What do you do?
You just hear Rex yell, I could do with some fucking clothes.
Yeah,
he's like struggling.
Yeah, just all gray and scarred up. And so you like hop your chair over, and you want to try to like get the knife and like cut yourself free.
Yeah, I think like Rex kind of like throws his chair on the side, so he's lying on the ground, and he tries to reach the knife with his hands. And
yeah. So the idea here is that
all that jazz.
He creates an amount of time, like you'll get free, but it takes you some time so he can leave. But I think you free yourself. And we see the chair tip over, and then we see you stand up. Maybe doing the thing where you're like rubbing your wrists, because everybody who ever has their wrist restrained in a movie has to do that immediately as soon as they take the restraints off.
Yeah, I bet this.
Like, goddamn. And you're holding this. You've got this knife, and you're just naked as the day you were hatched. Sharks have live births, don't they? Anyway, and you're in a.
Are sharks mammals?
No, they're fish. But
you hear Rex like mutter under his breath. He's like, "Fucking third time this week." And then he like goes for the door, and you just like the shot is like just his like buttocks as he like steps out, just like looks left and right, and just like marches off down like a corridor. It's like there's like sirens and alarms everywhere, and
yeah, perfect. So that's our last shot before we go to break is a shot of Rex's perfect old man ass as he jogs down the corridor, knife in hand. Beauty, I like it. All right. Stick around. We'll be back with more man ass when we return in just a little bit.
mass for short.